But then I did play another game.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of Elden Ring?
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that.
Well, it's not Elden Ring.
Well,
Not Elden Ring base game anyway. It's Elden Ring
Shadow of the
Nightreign.
Tree.
No, Nightreign.
Oh, nice. Oh, so you got your
So
hands
I
on
got my hands on the, what did they call it? The network test.
Yes.
Did you actually get logged in?
Well, it was really frustrating because the way the network test works, I think because they want to bloat the servers as much as they can and like really stress test them, they give you time slots to play in so that they know that people are going to flood in during those time slots. It's the same time slots across the world. So sometimes that meant the time slot was 3 a.m. in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I didn't play those. But the very first one, I think it was like 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. I think they were usually 2 hours. It might have been 1 p.m. till 3 p.m. actually.
Yeah.
And I finished work at about 1. So I was like, perfect. I'm going to get home. I'm going to speed. In fact, it wasn't. I think it might have been 12 till 2. Either way, whatever the time it was, I knew I was going to get home and have an hour on it.
Yeah.
I thought, this is great. There was one person I know, shout out to Mike Wakefield. He was also playing it. So I texted him in advance. I was like, we're going to play. Got home, realised I got a text from him saying servers were down. So I tried to get on and I managed to get into like, essentially the way it works is you've still got your round table hold like Elden Ring, and that's like your waiting area where you can do training, or I think when the full game comes out, there's certain things you can customize and upgrade your characters like permanently with. There's these little rooms.
It's a roguelike, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially. So there's these little things in the game which you could unlock in the network test that can like buff your characters, give you 10% extra damage or whatever they do. Like permanently. So you can do all that in the round table hold. So I could still get into that with the servers being down. So go into the training area, but that's all I could do. I tried to get onto a game, just wouldn't work. Thankfully though, they then basically added another time slot because they knew the servers were down.
Make up for it kind of thing.
Yeah, so I played on Saturday. I think Saturday was meant to have some really awful times, but they ended up adding another 12 till 3 time slot. So that perfect. Great opportunity for me to play. So I jumped on. And I had a couple games by myself. A friend wasn't available.
Doesn't matchmake then?
It does. So it's 3-player only. I think you can do it solo, but not in the network test.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because they're probably testing the network.
Yeah. So I went on by myself, but got with other people. No one was on mic.
Of course.
Yeah. So it was just me and randos. And I really struggled. So the way the game's laid out, for people who don't know, you go into a game, and when the full game's out, you pick basically a monster to hunt, kind of like Monster Hunter.
Whoa, no way.
Well, it's not a monster to hunt; it's a boss to like end it on.
Okay.
In the network test, was only one, so you select that, and it drops you into a world. I could be wrong. I think in the final game, they slightly procedurally generated the worlds, like the standard areas, but you like shift them around.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So still
test,
theme it like the actual map from Elden Ring, but the way it's laid out is different.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
But in the network test, it was the same every time. So you pretty much landed in the same spot. You can do like the same things. When you get into a world, big open map, and you basically just go off and kill things. That's the aim of the game. Right. You kill things. You get runes from killing them. So you want to go around and find mini bosses because they'll give you loads of runes. Find like hidden areas that'll have a chest to give you a better weapon or to give you more flasks or that sort of thing.
Okay, I did not think it'd be like collecting weapons and stuff as well.
Yeah, you find ground. Any class can pick up any weapon.
Yeah, that's cool.
The only limitation is level. So you might pick up a level 3 weapon and you need to be level 3 to use the weapon.
Okay.
So there's nothing stat based?
No. So when you get your runes, you go back to a site of grace, there's loads of them, and you just put points into your level. That's the only thing. You don't have stamina, what is it?
Endurance.
Dexterity,
mind,
strength. You don't have any of that.
Vigor.
Yeah, it is just level, and that upgrades everything. I imagine every class is different, like what
you would upgrade.
Buffed.
Yeah, because I didn't realize it was going to be class-based as well.
Yeah.
So you pick a character.
Yeah, there was 4 classes or characters in the network test. I think there's 8 in the final game.
Cool.
Each character has their own starting weapon, obviously, a passive, a passive, an ability, and an ultimate ability.
Right.
So it's not like spells and incantations and weapons.
You still get all them with your weapons, so you can find a seal or a staff that has
get like Art of Wars and stuff like that.
No, because that's kind of what your skills are. So the guy I played, I can't remember what his passive was, but his stats were basically like standard,
regular human fighter.
Yeah, decent stamina, decent health. Another guy has terrible stamina, more health, blah blah blah. But the guy I played as kind of normal across the board. He had a grappling hook that if it was a weak enemy, pulled them towards you. If it's a strong enemy, pulled you towards them. And then an ultimate ability was like a big explosive cannon on his arm that you could charge, and it would like blow
great
up
jar
bigger.
cannon.
Yeah, it'd blow up even bigger. They charged it. You can't get hit while you're using your ultimate, which is just a good tip. So you can charge it right next to a boss.
It doesn't sound very Elden Ring, I'm not gonna lie.
So the moment-to-moment combat is, but it's just a lot faster. So you're running around everywhere. You dive into enemies. Once you're in a fight, it feels like Elden Ring. The way it plays. Is
really it still they do a lot of damage to you? You don't do much damage to them.
Well, normal enemies, you do a lot of damage to them.
Yeah.
But stuff like if you run into like a Royal Revenant or something like that, you're still getting demolished.
Yeah, but the higher your level, the more damage you'll do. So there's some like mini bosses we were destroying very quickly because we knew they were quite easy, or we'd be high enough level.
Are they all newish monsters that you've not encountered before, or is there a lot of carryover?
Most of them are from Elden Ring, but there's a lot from other games like Dark Souls and stuff about as well.
I've heard there's some
carried a lot over. So that's cool.
I've heard there's some Dark Souls bosses.
Yeah. One thing that's really cool, so you can have up to 6 weapons. There's no like weight limit or anything. So you can have 6 weapons. And each weapon has a passive. Some of them are really interesting. So I had one where every time you roll, thunder claps behind you.
Cool.
Big red thunder.
I want that.
But
claps.
You have 6 weapons, but those passives apply to all your weapons.
Okay.
So you're incentivized to just pick weapons up, even if you don't use them.
This is what makes it like a roguelike then.
Yeah, because you're picking up the passive from that weapon.
I see.
So you might find a bow that you don't want, but it has that passive on it.
Yeah.
So you pick it up, so you've got that passive. So that it makes you become quite powerful quite quickly, which is good.
You say there's no weight limit?
No weight limit, no.
So you can't fat roll or light roll, it's all just medium roll?
Depends on the class. One of the characters had fat roll, and one of the others was like really good roll.
Okay.
Fast roll, yeah.
Like a thief character.
Yeah. So that matters. But in the game, there's nothing like that. No fall damage either, which is just handy to know.
Did you find anything with the wings? Because I saw that you can fly a little bit.
So the wings work like spirit springs. So you don't need Torrent to use spirit springs anymore. You can just use a spirit spring. You just jump. And then every now and then around the map, there's the bird versions that like send you flying in a direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. You can't just use it anywhere.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been a weapon ability from the trailer. Like what the Crucible Knights can do.
There's one character who has a big attack where he flies up in the air and slams down. So maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I think that might be what I saw.
But where he like jumps in the air and has like a celestial bird thing to glide.
Yes.
That is what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
So basically the moment-to-moment gameplay, you're running around, really quick Elden Ring, just imagine that. And then there's a firewall, like a battle royale. And what this firewall does is it basically pushes you to a point. It does damage if you stand in it, not loads, but it does do damage, so you do want to get out of that. And it doesn't take that long for the first day, it's called, maybe 10 minutes, and it pushes you into a point, and at that point you'll fight a boss. It'll be different every time. Again, there's only a few in the network test. I think there was 2 for each day. So you'll fight this boss, which is hard because obviously an Elden Ring boss with the 3 of you. If you beat the boss, then you complete day 1, you move to day 2.
Right.
Day 2 is do the same thing again. Go to different areas.
In the same zone? Or is
same zone, but obviously it'll push you to a different.
So you're basically just
firing,
looting until
basically
it pushes you into the boss.
Yeah, loot, kill as much as you can, level up as much as you can, and you have to do it very quick. If you die, all you lose is one level and your runes that you had on you. So you want to run back to get your runes, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't lose your items or anything, you keep all them. But
can you get your runes if they're beyond the fire, or is it like consumed?
Yeah, you can run out to get them. They might disappear after a while, but you can run out to get stuff. But like, believe it when I say, if you die, granted losing level is a big deal, but the time you lose from dying
is more
important, because it really is quick. You have to really move around and do stuff as quick as you can.
It just really doesn't sound like Elden Ring.
No, and some of that I wish was a bit slower. Like the running around maybe felt a bit like janky. But it still did like ultimately work.
So it does sound cool. But
it is
just different.
One other thing to bear in mind: if you get downed, before you die, you go into a down state, and you've got 3 like pips on like a wheel.
Can you be rezzed?
So you can be rezzed. So when you go down once, you got 1 pip. If you go down twice, you get 2 pips. If you go down 3 times, and above that, it's always 3 pips. But you can just keep going down, and that pip will eventually time out, and you'll die. But to res, you hit each other. It sounds really janky, but it works really well. So you have to run up to him and like just hit him. And obviously, the less pips you've got, the less time it takes to revive.
The beatings will continue.
You're always being hit, even when you're down.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting mechanic. But yeah, complete day 1. You move into day 2. Continue, rinse and repeat. The next day 2's boss will be harder. I never got past day 2 because I'm not good, clearly.
How do the bosses react to fighting 3 people at once?
Just the same way they do in normal Elden Ring.
Like 1-on-1 or at least 2-on-1.
Yeah, but in normal Elden Ring, you can summon up to 2 other people, can't you? Or is it 3 other people? So it works the same as when you've got summon people. You know, you prioritize one person.
You can do a spirit summon as well as like a character summon at a boss gate.
But also most of these bosses, there was more than one. So especially the second one, it's I only got the same second boss, and it was like 3 Cavalier Knight things.
Oh god!
So you've pretty much had one each to deal with, and it was hard.
Would you say the AI is smart?
It's just normal. What you'd expect from a front.
Like if one of your characters was whooping one of the Cavalier's asses, the other 2 wouldn't go and help him.
I didn't notice, but I don't know.
Okay.
I never got past day 2 though, so I don't know. Mike did. Mike actually finished a whole go, but when I went on with him, when I spoke to him, he couldn't remember whether you get a day 3 or after you beat the day 2 boss, you go to the final boss.
Okay.
The one that you pick at the beginning.
The final boss is the one you pick. So obviously, if you complete it, you get loads of rewards. If you don't complete it, you get some rewards, and those rewards are the permanent upgrades that will make you better next time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So if you die midway through the run, you don't get to keep anything.
You don't keep anything you've looted. No, you don't keep anything you've looted either way.
The points that would upgrade you fully, you don't get anything for progress, only for winning.
No, so outside of the game, when you're in the round table, you've got this other currency. I can't remember what it's called. And then you've got these, I can't remember what they were called now, these items that you can equip to your characters that give you boosts. So that's, you don't necessarily find them in the game like, I've picked up this item. It's just at the end, you get a splash screen. This is everything you got.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, say you never got to day 3. Could you still have then upgraded your character?
You can still get
only do that if you win.
Yeah, no, you still get stuff. You just don't get as much.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So if you finish
you could keep beating your head against a brick wall and still get better.
Yes. I don't know how strong those permanent upgrades are. Obviously, I've not seen that yet. I don't know whether there's like cosmetics to unlock or any other sort of expression to unlock.
More armor.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so. But there wasn't in the network test.
What if there's like different versions of the classes that you pick? So there's like, obviously there's a heavy, but then there might be like a heavy with a big club, and then a heavy with a shield and a sword.
It did almost imply you could get different weapons to start off with.
Yeah.
But
like a loadout save.
I don't know.
Of course, yeah, you can have any weapon.
Yeah. Whether or not you could start with like amazing weapons, or whether it's like longsword, katana, spear, and like generic, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Now, when I played on my own, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
It didn't really click with me. I didn't really know what I was doing. People I was with didn't know what I was doing. I felt underpowered, really underpowered. And I couldn't beat the first boss, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy it. However, on day 3, on the Sunday, I managed to get on with my friend for a couple hours, did a few runs. And with him, we pretty much consistently got to at least that second boss.
Yeah.
And it made it so much better. Even just having one person on your team that you can communicate with made a massive difference, and everything started to fall into place. It started to really understand what it was going for, why it had made the decisions that it had made to change things.
Okay.
But yeah, by the time playing it with a friend, really enjoyed it. The problem with that is there's no crossplay when the game comes out.
Really?
And I only found that out the other day because I've been trying to convince Jake to get it since. Thinking it's only £30, I think, or £35 when it comes out, so it's a cheaper game.
Yeah.
But this would be great for us to play.
But you can't
it's
do
only
2-player.
Yeah, yeah. So it's only 3-player, but I'm sure we can get one of you guys on. Rotate it, however we need to make it work.
No, I mean if you two are both on, will it match make a third player?
Yes.
You can't do it 2 people
because you can't do it 2 people.
Yeah, they have come out and said that they might do that though.
Yeah.
Since, but it
just seems really dumb to not allow it. Or if you have 2 people, have it as a spirit summon or something, an NPC.
I think it's just for balancing. I don't think they've had enough. Clearly, not had enough time to balance it for 2 people.
Yeah.
So,
but the crossplay annoyed me.
Yeah.
But
I can imagine.
At the moment, I think it's good. I do think it needs to have quite a lot of progression to keep you coming back, even if it is just cosmetically.
Is the loot personal or global?
Global.
Oh, so people could just pick up your stuff that you're after.
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying.
But it doesn't carry over through runs, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you've got a good team, you'll spec.
Yeah, but if say you had 2 passives that would work really well together. Like say if your sword did like lightning damage, but then you had a projectile that came out of something else.
Yeah, but you'd have to communicate that, I suppose.
Yeah, but if you're on with randoms, they're not going to care, are they?
No, randoms are going to be difficult. Yeah. They were really difficult. I had that one that summons the big swords, what they called the
glintstone blades.
The glintstone blades. Periodically, just summon them. That was ace. Really handy.
That's
cool. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. Ultimately, eventually, enjoyed it. But you just need to play with people, I think, is the...
Yeah.
I can't imagine how hard it's going to be solo. That's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There'll be people who will solo it without leveling anything up and with the starting equipment. You know they will.
I am going to be very interested to see how it like releases.
Me too.
How people react to it. But
yeah. It's a FromSoft game. It'll be...
Because given Jake's reaction, I feel like the FromSoft crowd won't react to it as well as others might.
I think at the moment they are surprisingly enjoying it. I think a lot of people were tentative. But since the network test, I think more people have come around to the idea.
Hopefully they do another one.
Network test.
Yeah.
They might do.
Yeah, did you get an extra day because PSN went down?
No, because the PSN going down didn't affect this.
Okay.
However, the network issues, I believe, were only on PlayStation, PlayStation version. Now, I think that's because it had the biggest traffic, but still, that's what got us an extra day.
Fair news.
Yeah, that's been me.